All right, welcome back here on Newsflash here on Prime Morning, and you can also send your messages to us, get interactive on our social media pages and our WhatsApp line as well. Earlier, we're having a conversation on the renal units at Kolebu, and also we're taking our attention to Konfanochi Teaching Hospital and how we can solve those situations over there. We've been joined by Haruna Mohammed. He's the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. And so let's welcome him here on the show. Sir, good morning. How are you? Good to have you on the show, and thanks for the time this morning.
Yeah, thank you, but sorry for coming in very late.
It's okay. We understand. So, Honorable, I'll let you end, and then I'll take Mr. Haruna's view on that as well. So we're basically looking at the issue of the renal unit at the hospitals that we have, those very revered hospitals that we have, if you like.
You see, and even when you look at Otumfo list,
yeah, the $10 million
fundraising,
yeah.
That is an individual effort. And what is it leading for Konfanochi Teaching Hospital?
Yeah.
Laudable idea, great idea that we should all help and so on. But what I was saying is that this government has had enough taxes, enough revenue.
But there are other areas that the government is also focusing.
Certainly, we are not oblivious of those areas. We are not oblivious. Even the energy sector, look at the water sector and so on. Look at the challenges they are going through. They seem not to have a grasp of what they promised the people of this country and what, when the resources did come to them, what they use them for. We are talking about value for money and efficient use of resources that have been acquired in the name of the sovereign people of this country. What can we match the colossal amount of money they've taken since independence to what we have now, both in our health sector, in our education sector, in almost all the infrastructure aspect of this guy? What legacy will this government, I'm talking about legacy, what testing legacy will they leave behind when they leave office? From all the sectors, check it out and tell them this one single legacy, testing legacy that will stand the type of what we call the test of time for the next 100 years. This is what they left for in the health sector, in the education sector, and so on and so on. So if you match the volumes of money that came to them through taxation, over 383 billion worth of just taxes alone, over 485 billion Ghana cedis worth of borrowing from both capital market and so on, and through Eurobonds, 13 billion Eurobonds, $billion. That has been borrowed by this government. We are running over 1 trillion Ghana cedis worth of revenue. Can you match these things with the quantum of development that has come into this country? Look at our debt to GDP. Look at the recklessness with which they spend and manage the country and the currency. Is that what the cedi was? The economy now is a junk status. It moved from junk CCT to RD. Restrictive default. We are defaulting our external payments and so on. So there should be capital investments. If these capital investments were done, like I keep saying, look, the COVID that our brothers have been attributing it has been our actions.
Wrapping up for me.
Yeah, it would have been able to absorb these things. So for me, the renal unit is a big embarrassment to us as Ghanaians, and especially under this government. You should not be able to acquire, rather put in taxes. And when the Atim management asked them to reopen the renal unit, up to date it has not been opened. People who died from renal issues increased from the number 15 to 19 as a result of you not opening it up. And these are poor people of our society who cannot make ends meet, who must go through the hard way, who are begging and soliciting for funds for them to get their renal issues resolved every 2 weeks or so. Yet members of this government do go outside, pay hard currency to treat their renal. We know those of them who have got renal issues. You understand? They don't do their renal issues in Ghana here. They go to South Africa, India, US, all the European countries. They are gallivanting there, paying hard currency. And yet, is it not an embarrassment of 4 million Ghana cedis? My brother, less than $1 million. We can't get us a country under this government to pay off the debt. The only thing has to increase it, to dying patients, taxes on it again.
Okay.
So for me, I think it's an embarrassment. We should not joke with it. It is no politics, but we must hold them to the fire of accountability.
Very well. Let me get to Mr. Mohammed.
Thank you. Yes. First and foremost, I will say good morning to all your cherished viewers.
Please try and sit up for me.
I would say good morning to your cherished viewers out there and good people of the northern Ghana. And good morning to my colleague, Timothy. It's not surprising that having left the program, having been late to the program, my brother
now I understand where your laughter.
my brother find comfort in not even finding the time to even empathize with people who hitherto would have gotten access to healthcare through this particular renal unit, to desperately continue to inject the NDC's prime of making sure that they have to get to government at all costs. I would first of all have to empathize with all patients that have renal issues, and it is unjustifiable for anybody to say that the action of this hospital relative to the calls by the Minister for Health and Parliament and other bodies to ensure that this particular center is open for them to have access to health care. It is very unfortunate. I think that it is this is something that everybody must call out. Let's not seek to use people's health to score political points. But it's very unfortunate. You say, he asks that what legacy that we have left, that in 20 years that can stand the test, or 10 years that can stand the test of time. Everybody knows in this country that health is very supreme. It took the MPP to make sure that what we call the National Health Insurance Scheme, that has no connotation to tribe, religion, education, or whatever, that every single household will have access to health care. That is what the MPP stands for. It took, and it is still standing the test of time from 2004 to date. No single intervention as a socialist party that can stand that test of time as it is. It has low fertility. You check currently what is ongoing, the health infrastructure. That is the single largest investment in the health sector. I don't know whether his constituency, whether they used to have a hospital.
We have.
Every constituency that did not have, every district that did not have hospital has been given a hospital under Agenda 111. And this particular project will stand the test of time 100,000 years. You ask about any sector, go to education. Go to education. F-Cube was introduced by us. Free senior high school is introduced by us. I don't expect him to throw that challenge because they would fail in that particular challenge. Go to agriculture, planting for food and job. This is something that is going to give us a monumental achievement for this country, 20, 30, 100 years to come. That is why we sit here and celebrate the likes of Achampon for the Yentuya system, making sure rice mills and what have you has been there. This is a government we're talking about. Look, let's stop that particular lamentations and by not being able to come out with any single alternative policy. Let's empathize, let's sympathize with the people, and let's make sure that we proffer solutions, not desperation. To tell the people that we are just interested in coming, we are going to play on your emotions and to make sure that we get to power at all costs. That is exactly that. That's not what we are looking for. He comes from the north. Let's match against the one they are bringing and the one we are bringing. What is their impact on the people of the north? What is their impact? Clearly, the MPP has given the NDC a vast, clear difference when it comes to that. when it comes to investment in infrastructure, when it comes to social policies, when it comes to job creation, when it comes to anything that economic running. We are not the same, please. My brother Timothy, don't throw such challenge, because you would not be able to succeed in that particular challenge.
Finish.
You will not be able to succeed.
Okay, so right now, as of yesterday, it was supposed to have been opened. Against the minister's directive, it was not opened. And we're still where we are right now.
Yes.
How do we solve this issue? I don't know how far you've gone in terms of...
That is correct. That is where we have to all... Yesterday you had minority in parliament, you had majority in parliament. They've all singing the song that Kolebu should be taken on. And that is what must be done. Let's take that particular institution on. Why that renal unit is not opening? I heard about 19 people have died so far. And that is very scary.
Yeah.
Any single life that is lost as a result of this, it is not worthy of celebration. And that is what all of us must channel our energies into. This is a national issue, because I am sitting here, I am healthy, I am not facing renal problem. I sit, I talk politics, no. It is a health problem. It's a national problem. Let's all tackle it. Kolebu doesn't have that right. There is no any legal backing for them to be able to do what they are doing, and all institutions. And I'm very happy that Parliament, the two sizes, are calling out Kolebu to make sure that this is done. And I think that proper investigation must be done to get to know who is behind this and why is it continue to carry on whilst people don't have access to that particular unit. It's a national asset, and nobody should jeopardize with the health of the people of Ghana.
Okay, very well, Mr. Mohammed.
Just a minute.
See, so a quick one, and then we'll move on to the...
if it borders on what I will come.
In fact, that's what you are here
to
No,
because he had already spent a lot of time.
What I want to just something on Get Fun. You see, my brother, last week, on Tuesday, I attended a program organized by the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. You know that the title of the program, it was to Get Fun, fit for purpose. The Get Fun boss was there. Other board members of the Get Fun was there. And over 45% of the infrastructure that we left for you has not been touched. Your Get Fun boss was there. He was there with me. You understand? And all the former the director generals of the bosses of Get Fun, they were all there, including the first one that President Kufuor picked, including Honorable Sangaba, including the current, they were all there. So, you see, what we've come to say is contradictory to them because they've accepted at that place. And one of the major issues they even
what
accepted...
exactly did
I have not said anything about Get Fun.
I am coming. For the Get Fun is being...
Are you responding to the legacy?
Yes,
the legacy issues that you mentioned?
Yes.
No, we've moved from that.
Yes.
So let's not dwell too much on that because we're setting on the nationalistic.
Then the renal, my brother said I hadn't empathized. You were here and sorry that you didn't come in early. We empathize, and I even said how much we've done. We cited so many examples. And from the insurance, my brother, we agreed. We started with mutual insurance. We moved it to what? A national health insurance that you could use your card to access health services in any part of this country. We expect that you move the institution from where you met it into a better stage. We've all heard interviews by the current Honorable Okoboy that he has lamented about even the payment that is coming there and so on. So it's not an issue that will be little. Even those who benefit from these things are watching us. And I know when you open your lights and the text message comes to you, it's not an issue that we can hide. These are real issues on the ground. And that, look, we can't hide if you come and then you continue. We can't hide that. You say 111, what do you call it?
Agenda 1.
You know that as you are speaking this morning, not one has been completed. You know that. But you know that not even one single one. And then you know this morning that as we are talking, the General Hospital is still down. They are planting what? Okro there. You know that. You know a lot. So don't come here and then make it look as if we are not being truthful. We are not talking to issues. We are talking to issues. And the issues we are talking to, the people know themselves. Because it's in the communities. We can't hide. You and I cannot come here and hide when the people are facing them. When the fellow gets out to wash the face, he knows that we have started Agenda 1.1 at the foundation level. The contractors have even run away. You know that. So
it's
when
not
you
true.
come,
You know that Zibila, when you passed through Zibila, did you see the contractor run away?
When I passed through Walwali, I saw the contractor run away.
Not at all.
You know between Walwali and Nasia on your left when you are going. Have you seen the structure there?
The contractor is on site. The contractor.
Honorable, if you say the contractor has run away,
because of non-payment.
No,
that is it. It's not true.
Are you sure it's because
it's not my brother? It's not payment.
It's not true.
Because it could also be that he's taking a break.
You know, we have
we
have contractors who are friends.
I don't know when you'll be free. I'll fund the cost of even if it is tomorrow. I'll pick him to Walwali. Get your reporter. Let's go there.
I'll personally go with you
and get there. When we get there, and the contractor is on site, he has to pay back with interest and bring us back again. That is exactly what he has to do.
Contractors who are, they are even our friends who have not gone there.
But I am telling you specific. Walwali project is ongoing. Zibila project is ongoing. I know that project.
The various places.
I know that project. I know that project.
101 projects. Where in Accra? We have friends who have taken contracts to do jobs on Agenda 1. It has stalled. And I don't want to mention name because of your political harassment. There's one of them that came. Even he's going to Kumasi where the belly of the elephant is. And they've not paid him. What are you telling me, my brother?
Very well.
Behind the scenes, I'll call his name. Behind the scenes. You go and call him.
You see, I have had the opportunity to visit several districts. Yes, several districts. I monitored registration of the voters in the Upper East region. I monitored in the Northeast region. I monitored in Northern region. I can sit down here and mention hospital after hospital. Even
that
before
they finished.
Not finished. About
these are
the Tolon Hospital was constructed by us. We cut the sword, we constructed, we commissioned it. Bupe Center, we cut the sword, we built, we commissioned it. You get it? Before we came to government, we built several hospitals. One, my hometown, Zabzugu Hospital, we built.
How can you before you came to hospital, government build?
In Kufuor's era, we have a record.
And we have a record. See the difference.
Yeah, we have a record against money more than in the northern sector. We took money because we took
more than Kufuor.
We took more money because we are credible enough.
No.
You went to IMF and said you lack policy credibility.
Wow.
We are credible enough to take more money. So if we take more money, it doesn't mean that you just sit down and people come and give you money. When you are credible enough, and we have demonstrated enough credibility by making sure that Ghana was taken out of that particular outlook of lacking policy credibility and giving more resources in terms of our input and innovative ideas of mobilizing. I think that's very clear.
If you are credible, why is it that when you handed over to yourself after 2020, you went to the international market and you were sacked? All the money they took, the $13 billion they took, was the balance sheet John Mahama handed over to them. You remember the first thing they did was the 2.2 billion Ken bond. You remember it?
Do you know the bond he's mentioning? The one they said Franklin Templeton is a human being.
Wait. My brother, you wait. It's not going to the trivialities. I want to.
They didn't know that it was not a human being. They said it's a human being.
Don't go into trivialities. We didn't say that. But what I want to tell you is that you handed over to yourself after 20 years. Is that not it?
Yes.
Were you able to borrow from the capital market?
It's not about borrowing. What was the performance of the economy? It was 8 point something. You left it at 3.4.
No, my brother, don't go there.
Before COVID, what was the rate?
We handed the international capital market. Is that not true?
There's no proof. You wrote to the international market. You wrote to the international market against us of going.
We wrote to the international market.
Yes. The minority
don't do that. Don't do that.
Is that a fact?
It's a fact.
You wrote. Don't do that. You wrote. People are listening to how you figure.
No.
You
it's not about figures. It's about you writing.
Them from 2017 to 2020, they borrowed $13 billion.
And we invested.
I'm coming. No, Mohammed, you wait. Don't do that. You see, when you handed over to yourself after the elections, have you been able to borrow up to today?
No. It's not about borrowing. Have we been able to perform or not? Have we been able to perform or not?
Mohammed, I've asked you, you have not been able to borrow because when you went to the international market, you were sacked. because the figures were bad, and they brought an IMF. Police officer at the government at the central bank. Again, as we talk today.
As for that one, Honorable, they sent those people to every place. Every country that borrows.
I want to ask this question.
We've had this conversation before.
Even though I'm talking.
It is something that happens with everywhere that I am actually said.
I'm not a host. I want clarity.
It's not a police bet to ensure the right thing is done.
No, not a host, but I want clarity. Is borrowing an achievement? That if we are not able to borrow, then we have lost an achievement.
No.
So it's not an achievement.
No, you were saying we're moving the economy from what? Taxation to production.
Okay,
let's move on to the next issue. So we'll move on to the next issue. Now we'll deal with the military brutalities in Garu. And on Thursday, the minister, in the person of Mr. Kan-Dapaah, will be actually going to the floor of Parliament to answer a few questions. Now, we understand that one person is dead out of the, many people, over 50 people that were actually brutalized. And so this is a very serious national issue, and we need to take a look at it. I'll start from you. Okay, give me a moment. Let me see if I have some few comments that I have to read. Okay, so this one is from Akisme Safi Bekwai. It says John Mahama versus Bawumia. It's like brightness versus darkness. Dr. Bawumia, if presidency is about talkative, Kumchacha would have been the president by now. Winning on the ticket of the NPP as flag bearer is no indication you are the next president. As a matter of fact, you just made it more easy for the NDC to win the 2024 elections. I request the song Yeno Sirekwa to Dr. Bawumia. Regards to Honorable Bright as Samoa Brefo, the chairman, Nana Yabarima, the unifier. Let me see if we have another one. This one says the issue surrounding the closure of the renal unit in the Okomfanoche Hospital clearly shows we have unprincipled and selfish leaders who do not simply care about the plight of the ordinary Ghanaian. If things must work well in the health sector, Parliament should, as a matter of urgency, pass a law that will prevent politicians from using state resources to seek medical attention out of the country. If all of them were seeking medical treatment within the confines of this country, the narrative would have changed. My regards to Honorable Timothy Awantrin. Daniela Apaliok sent in that one. Good morning, host. Bawumia is nothing new but a repacked old wine in a new bottle. A vote for Bawumia is a vote Akufo-Addo, the epitome of corruption and mismanagement. The value is the same. President Akufo-Addo shouldn't be afraid of accountability. JM handed over power to him, and same shall he do 2025 from Ablade Efiekuma Zongo Takrade. And this one, it says again, the President Akufo-Addo's last task to make Bawumia president 2024 at all costs, not party unless he will kill all of us to achieve this dream. NPP government party never again. From Ablade Efiekuma Zongo Takrade sent in that one. Bawumia's selection as a flag bearer is nothing to write home about because he represents Akufo-Addo's third term presidency. Bawumia and Akufo-Addo regime is a man-made disaster, never again. In Shraba Anelka Shaman constituency, aka Dr. Bawumia 2024, says delegates have spoken in a very congratulations to Dr. Bawumia. We are one big elephant family. Let's put everything behind us. It's over. Game over. The sense in that one. Do we have another one again? Okay, Alhaji Hamza Pig Farm writes a very long one. It says, good morning, my brother. This communication from NPP has no iota of respect for Ghanaians. Please tell the NPP to stop insulting our intelligence and credit us with a little respect we deserve. My brother, are you aware the vice president could not provide the Tamale Teaching Hospital a generator after the Yana appealed to him? It took Honorable Kennedy Japan to provide a generator for Tamale Teaching Hospital, but he is not from the north and he's not the vice president. My brother, last year, an NGO based in the US provided Tamale Teaching Hospital with medications and medical equipment, but these items were diverted to the Savannah region where the vice president comes from. Over 81 million Ghana cedis was used to buy votes from delegates, but the vice president could not provide us with a generator. What is the NPP man talking about? Indeed, talk is cheap. This one says, good morning to you and your guest, more especially to Honorable Timothy. What is happening to our beloved nation?
If the people realize that the ministers and other officials pack their rooms with dollars and cedis, how will they listen to their command? But it's not the matter that someone is using for political gains, but the question is that they have closed it or not. Sumani Hamza says so. This one says, good morning to you all. What is the NPP man talking about? He said they shouldn't politicize the argument, but my simple question to him is that, is the government sympathizing with the patients? This NPP government led by Nana Adnan Akufo-Addo is a mess and disaster. What they think about is to break the 8. They have forgotten that before they can break their so-called 8, it will be done by living beings, not the dead. We are watching them keenly. In regards to the ongoing salary increment, if the government makes any mistake, we shall vote them out. This one says that I think I've read that. Okay, good morning, KMG. I'm watching live from Garu. Oh, that's a good one to know. Both Garu and Tempany Agenda 111 is at the roofing stage, and contractors are at the site. Okay, I'm Marcella from Garu. Okay, Marcella, thanks for sending in that one to us. So they have not run away yet. As indicated that some have left the site. Okay, so a very big thank you to the contractors in Garu for not running away from the site and staying there to work for us. Anyway, so with regards to that, that's the next conversation we're just about having. Not necessarily the contractors though, but it's the brutalities that happened there a couple of weeks ago, and the fact that the minister of national security has to be at the parliament to answer a few questions. I wanted to start with you before, Mr. Mohammed.
Yes, it's very unfortunate what happened, the brutalities that happened to our brothers in the Upper East region, specifically Garu or Tempany. I think both. It is very unfortunate. I take this opportunity to call on the security agencies to be mindful of the fact that their responsibility is to protect us, not to brutalize us. And I stand also here to call on the National Security Minister to look into that matter. What was the provocation and what has been the steps taken by security agencies in terms of what happened to our brothers. I have been a witness of war. I have seen it myself, but I survived it. And I don't wish to see any of my relative or any brother anywhere or any citizen to witness that. I saw the brutalities to be very uncalled for. If anything, that is not justifiable enough to give the security agencies that platform to do what they did. And I'm happy that the National Security Minister has been invited to Parliament, and also he would take a step to go to the site and then look at it. I also use the opportunity to call on my brothers and sisters within that particular enclave to give peace a chance. If we have peace, nobody will come and interrupt with our very existence, and to the extent of even brutalizing us. I think that it is time we all call it out, that peace is the only solution that will be able to give us that particular platform for us, all of us, to live. Injustice at one place is injustice everywhere. And that is what we all ask for. And I think that I condemn that particular act and call for a proper investigation and then get a real solutions to this. And then I wish that I just wake up and hear that my good brothers in Boku and all its surroundings smokes the peace pipe, just as we have done in Dagbon, and we are living together as one people.
One of the major challenges that we also have is when some of these issues come up. I mean, this is not the first time we've seen police brutality come up, but the major challenge a lot of people also think is that when the issue comes up, we're not able to prefer better solutions to them. Those who are supposed to be punished are not punished. Even if they are done, we're not able to get any update on that, and it's becoming a problem too.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. If we have a very good investigation and give much attention to it to make sure that those who are supposed to be punished are punished in the full glare of the people, and people will get to understand that you cannot do this and get away with it. But if investigations are done and people are not properly punished and they go away with it, they go and then they are able to repeat it again. So I think that I don't usually like talking about such matters because it's very, very sensitive.
Yeah.
Very, very sensitive. It has happened to them. It can happen to anybody at all. Imagine something happens and you happen to pass through that place and a soup, they pick you up. You will be disrespected, you will be maltreated. Meanwhile, you don't know anything about it. So it is very unfortunate that we find ourselves in this particular state. And I blame ourselves because we give the security the opportunity to do what they are doing. Because if we live in harmony and peacefully, I think that nobody can come and disturb our peace of mind. Look at the way we have our conversation here. We the backstage, the way we talk. We are not fighting. We are only proffering different categories of ideas that is going to arrive at the same solution. And that is what all of us must look at. We all have different categories of mindset, different attitude altogether. But we must harness that to contribute to nation building. And that is exactly all of us should be looking out for.
Very well, thank you. Honorable.
Yes, like my brother said, I concur fully with everything he has espoused regarding what has happened there. You will not wish even your worst enemy to go through a war situation, be it the fellow coming from the west, east, north, or south. As we sit today, we are not happy about what is happening in Israel between our brothers, the Christians, and our fellow brothers, the Muslims. Why would you want a human being to suffer in your hand because today you well power? Why would they suffer? Even if the instability and the issues that are as a result of our misunderstanding between ourselves, your only role is to come up and smoke a peace pipe and to put in measures that would ensure that the two of us live in harmonious way, and tranquility should be the end of the. After all, what are human beings for? But when people are there going about with their daily duties and they come and they are brutalized, and the district chief executive who is in charge of DISEC, the regional minister, seems not to be aware, then it means that there's an overt or covert operation that is going on there. In fact, all of us are players in terms of the peace in the area. The assemblyman, the member of parliament, the DC, and heads of clans and so on. So even if they are coming to do overt or covert operations there, you need to notify them. You need to say we are coming to them. When they see this type of people, they should know that they are coming in peace, they are coming to help, they are coming to investigate. You understand? So for me, it's condemnable. We are not going to allow the police or any member of the national security who are being paid by the taxpayers' money to use the same accoutrement we've given to them to harass us or maim us in terms of their operations. I've had personal harassment by police people on even roads, on even just walking. They said they wanted to search me. And I asked them why. I was even in a taxi. When I just got there, they wanted to search me. I said, why? They have information, like all sort of concocted story. I had a lengthy discussion with them. And later on, you know, one of them told me that, are you a northerner? I said, yeah. That anytime we meet northerners and Ewe people, we make their work difficult. Difficult in terms of what? You get it? But I was standing on my right. I've heard from lawyer people saying that, look, national security has no business arresting people and so on. We have national security operatives that have been used to daily harass people, arrest them, without regard to the fellow's rights and so on and so forth. That must be condemned. Like you said, the issue is not about the investigations. We can give you countless from Ayawaso West Wargon to the Techiman killing, to the Kumasi killings, to even Accra. The brutalities are overbearing on the citizens of Ghana. And it becomes more nauseating and hurtful if the president, the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, is a human rights lawyer as well. So under him, if these brutalities go unpunished, then we tell ourselves how. How will that happen? Is it because it involves members, alleged members of your government? I feel that the Minister for National Security that has been invited there. Yeah. In fact, when I was in Parliament, I was with Kan-Dapaah. He has been one guy who used to talk nationalistically. And like I keep citing an example here, at that time he was advocating for a parliamentary act on NADMO. And he said that if we don't do it, there will be a disaster in this country that is going to overwhelm us. But because there's no parliamentary act back in there, it will be difficult for them to surmount the challenges. So at my time, we decided, including him, we started the drafting. It went through several stages. But you know, when the parliamentary period elapses, the new one would have to come and start the cycle again. And you are the minister for, what do you call it? National security. This action have been brought earlier. Look, we are lucky that just one fellow died from this. If it has escalated, you would need not more to go there to take up emergency issues like it has happened with the spillage of the dump and so on. So when people are in opposition, they talk fine. When power and resources are given to them, and they do not use the resources to arrest issues that they were talking about, complaining about, and they look lackadaisical about them, that is where the challenge is. My brother has spoken fine on this subject. That is all about, what can I say, including what he has added. But we are looking at what he said. What do we do when the culprits are apprehended? What went wrong? Sometimes not just the punishment, but it's also a roadmap to good governance in terms of security, so that we can prevent those acts from happening. You understand? If I'm a policeman, I carelessly shoot, or any security, and I carelessly shoot, and I'm an investigator, it serves as caution to a would-be trigger-happy officer out there. You understand? So it's not just the punishment, but give us a roadmap into modeling our security to become the best in the sub-Saharan Africa. But we cannot continue with this thing. We cannot continue with the fact that there's so much tension within pockets of the country, hovering around chieftaincy and land disputes. We've moved a long way from independence up to today, and the destiny of the country has been kept in the hands of politicians. We must be seen to be steering the ship to peace and tranquility, not to be urging some of these things. And those who are called, you know, sometimes they do this and they give bad names to the government. They think they are acting in your favor. They are not acting. When they were doing this, the Vigilante Act, I had to send text message to our colleague, Honorable Abdallah, I think he was the chairman. And I told him that, you see, look, political parties, it is not true that vigilante crews helps you to win power. It's not true. It is absolutely not true. We've allowed it to fester and they now become albatross on earth. They don't. In fact, they are there to only protect their offices and their political destiny. They don't help in any way. They even rather annoy people. So they should make it a no-go area at all. Because when it does happen, normally when you win power, these people find themselves into the regular security. And because they've not been cleansed of their political partisanship, they've not been exorcised. They come in thinking that they are working in the interest of their government that is in power, that has recruited them. And they know that they hurt innocent people and so on. So it should be a parliamentary issue. There should be a bipartisan issue. We should find out when to run so that it does not happen in future again.
Very well. Thank you very much. If you just join us here on the show, this is News Flash, and we're taking a look at some very major issues. We've spoken about two of them already. You can also join us and share your thought with us on our social media page, and we're streaming live on Facebook as well. So our WhatsApp line is also opened. You can send your messages to us. In the studio with me this morning is Haruna Mohammed. He's the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, and I have Honorable Timothy Atta Muad'Dib Monterem. He's here with us, his former MP.
Talking about Haruna. My senior brother is also called Haruna.
Oh.
And then my classmate is called Haruna Idrisu.
Oh, I see. So you
it's your mate?
Yes, direct.
Wow, okay.
From up to the university.
And the way the NDC is treating him, I said, don't get here, go.
The way you treated Kennedy, we talk about that. Let me come. You
know,
understand?
Haruna is a fine brain.
Yeah.
That's
very
not
good.
your matter. Haruna has not complained. He's satisfied with where he is.
let him land. Let him land. I'm sure.
What makes you go to land?
On the same note you want to start.
Have you raised
on the same note you want to
for us to discuss on people for Haruna? When you land,
you
brought the Haruna. You brought the conversation about Alhaji Timothy. We'll talk about Alhaji Timothy Bawobi.
You brought the Haruna issue.
I said, when you land, we'll talk about Alhaji Timothy.
Okay, so you see, for me, I like Bawomia's religious tolerance. If his religious tolerance could accord him Alhaji Timothy, I think we have to take the Christian community.
Is all our senior. And let me tell you something. I am not talking about religious tolerance. In fact, all of it, that is even what makes it to live as brothers. Because my family, half is Muslim and our side is Christian. So when we eat, we sleep together, especially at our local house. So that is not an issue.
So
the issue is to exploit religion.
Yeah, so it's
for
good.
Political purposes, that is the dangerous.
Okay. And because he usually goes to church and then fraternize with the church community, the Christian community, people tend to give. He knows very well that he should not be called Alaji Timothy. But because of his Christian relationship, he's been called several names.
What are those who are Buddhists in Ghana?
He's been called several names.
Oh no!
Because he fraternized with the Christian community.
Okay.
But for Haruna, I'm not happy the way NDC is treating him.
Okay.
Yes.
He's very worried for him. But let me. Your chairman.
Laugh this morning. You are not happy with Haruna.
No, but you see, he has a very great impact in the North. Look, like him or not, Haruna is an institution in NDC.
Wow.
Like him or not.
Okay.
But that one is a clear point. I respect him so much.
Okay. Then in that case,
he's more Catholic than
No, but you should be worried. You should be
a Catholic than the Pope.
You should be worried. When you were in Parliament, Mutaka is coming from Kumbungu. He's a Dagomba by tribe. Haruna is coming from the North. He comes from. In fact, I come from the same constituency with him. Not Tamale South. Zabzugu.
Okay.
His father comes from Warbagu. Yes. So, and for the two of them, myself and you should be worried. The way Mana Asedun Ketia have bulldozed their way to get Haruna and Mutaka out.
Worried.
It's very worried. Very worried.
No, you know what I'm worried
so
about.
Your chairman, honorable, it's okay.
12 chance of breaking the 8. That's what I'm very worried about.
Yeah, that's why we call on all of you to join.
Aruna, your chairman says that he's ready to deliver a president for Ghana and for the party in 2024.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. Time also. You know, that's our chairman's slogan when he was coming. Time also. Not for only him, but for him to annex the presidency. And I think that I stand with the chairman. And I'm a young person. I've been appointed by his administration to deputize a very energetic General Secretary, lawyer Justin Kodia Frimpong. And this is a project all of us are working towards. And we are very confident that the people of Ghana will give us that mandate. And for us to go into this election, a very competitive election, many people had several expectations from this election. However, the elections came to a very successful end. A flag bearer in the person of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was elected. And I think that this is something that we'll be able to do. And he said it, that it is possible. The NDC's candidate told us that Bawumia will be used and dumped. And he lives to see the day that MPP will elect Dr. Bawumia when he takes the decision to contest. And he has been proven wrong. And I think that he has to take back his own words, because Dr. Bawumia is the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. He was not chosen through a socialism platform. He was chosen through a liberal and conservative platform.
Yeah.
Do you get the point? We went into a competitive election. Unlike him, in Dagbani we say like your father died, you sit as a regent and you remain. That is how true. He never came as a flag bearer through any competition. But Bawumia came through a competitive election, very fearful fought election. And he had been able to make a mark for any first-time presidential candidate. Any first-time presidential candidate to have gotten what he got from a very elite party, very conservative party, a liberal party, such as this.
He could have done better with regards to the number of votes.
That is why he has done better. Check what Adubahin got when he was a flag, when he came for his first time in 1992. Adubahin was also a first timer who got it first and went into the election. What did he get? He got 56.6%. Kufuor went for his first time. What did he get? He got 51.9%. Akufo-Addo went and he got 47.97%. Bawumia went and he's getting 61.4%. And the constitution of our party did not say that you should get 90 or what percentage. You should get 50% plus to be able to be elected as a flag bearer.
Maybe those concerns are raised because of his background as a vice president, a certain vice president if you want, and so people were expecting that if your records are showing that you're doing well, then it means 100% even is something that.
Let's remember that Vice President Bawumia was not elected to insist. He was appointed to assist. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
So in his assistance, he cannot overshadow the one who insists, because there will be some policies that he would want to champion, but he can't insist. So this is the time that anybody that wants to see the value, anybody that wants to see that impact, anybody that wants to see that Bawumia, what impact he wants to make, should give him that chance for him to insist. And that is where you would get that clear difference. And that is why he went ahead to say that he's going to be his own man. People don't understand why he said he's going to be his own man. If you go and pick My First Coup d'etat, you know, it's a 314-page book. John Mahama said in that book, all the decisions I have made in my life were regularly plagued with doubt. It can't be challenging to sustain that feeling of hope or the belief that things will turn out for the best. Again and again, I have felt like that boy Dramani on the bicycle going downhill fast without any brakes and not knowing which way to turn. He confessed to the whole people of the world, because this is a book, that he can't take a decision on his own. And when he went into government, apparently he had to appoint 3 wise men to come and assist him to take decisions for him. So an institution like Dr. Bawumia tells you that he is going to be his own man. That tells you that this is a very competent person who is very creative, very innovative, who has idea, a first-class person who would be able to champion the cause of the people of Ghana and deliver that victory that the MPP needs for us in 2024.
Very well, thank you. Honorable.
Yes, the party chairman, what he said and what the president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said, there's no difference. But let me come. I think that, let me thank Honorable Kennedy Agyapong for being the natural leader as against an artificial leader, who in this case...
What does that suggest?
I'll come to why I suggest. As against an artificial leader like...
Because
my senior brother is inviting me. Look, we have, and he compared Adubuahin, time when they got. Please, I've been telling the MPP people, you see, you introduce free education, but you also need free education. My brother, this is at the time Adubuahin was contesting. Where was the establishment to have backed him? There was no establishment. In fact, he went out there as an individual. All of them who contested and got 60, the statistic he was mentioning, where were the establishments? They did that on their own. If Bawumia had gone out there with his own independent campaign team and even got 50+1, in fact, this would have been the best and would have hailed him. But for the whole presidency, presidential staffers, DCs, regional ministers, regional chairmen, constituency chairmen, assemblymen, chiefs, council of state members, all this established, including state resource, and yet he has to pay over 80 million Ghana cedis in order to reach an embarrassing stage of 61, not 62. When they told us that he was going to get, if he gets anything 70 below, then 70 below, yeah, they were not going to take it. They even projected 80, 75. Today, he didn't even get 62 as against a first timer. Remember, Kennedy Agyapong wasn't just, he's just an ordinary MP and a businessman. In fact,
and a party member.
Kennedy Agyapong was conducting his primaries as his own spokesperson, as his own manager, as everything was around him. This is an established candidate, and after paying so much millions of Ghana cedis, this is where you got. And you see, my brother, anytime we talk and you are quoting your mama's coup d'etat book, yes, he's being truthful. He's not a liar like your Bawumia. Someone being truthful to that becomes something.
I take exception to Baumia
No,
being called a liar.
No. Let me cite examples.
I take serious
No.
exception.
But let me cite an example for you to see. You said that you were going to build brand new model schools in 16 regions for the Zongo community. You never built. You understand? You talked about one village, one dam. You talked about the Kwalugo. You remember the Kwalugo thing when you went and did? And he told us.
Anyway, so
he told us that it was the biggest project for the northern sector. Nothing has happened there. Baumia's strength is in the economy. And what did the president do? He told us that, in fact, he was bringing in Baumia because Baumia's strength is in the economy and he would help us. What is the interest rate now? It went as far, it's now 40%. Interest rate now you took over from us at 15%. You took over at what do you call it? Inflation went as far as 54%. It kept dropping. Your strength lies in the economy. The economy has been rated junk as we sit today this morning. People must do haircut. Over 1.3 million people of the middle class who invested in bonds, including what do you call it? Pensioners. Over 100 billion Ghana cedis. They've lost their investment. They are crying. People are weeping. Banks have collapsed. Baumia said that every human being in this country will get a bank account. Yet you collapse the banks. Which banks were you going to open the bank accounts for them? Baumia said that each house would have toilet and toilet. Where are the houses that are having toilet? Baumia told us that if it is borrowing alone, then we have mismanaged the economy. He promised the people of this country from taxation to production. Where is the production?
So all these are justifications to call him a liar?
No, yes. My brother, if I'm honest with you, I've told you things. If you keep saying it, he told us that under the MPP, the economy will grow and grow and grow, and the jobs will not be an issue and so on. Have they come to fruition? What's different from if I tell you that I will do that, I've told you a lie and so on, and I can go on. Look at debt to GDP today. Debt is over 104%. Look at interest rate. We left you 3 oil fields. What have you done with it? You went and borrowed. What has the money been pumped into? You keep telling the stories after story. You said you were not going to tax Momo. Momo has been taxed. You were in this country. Is it truthful? So when we put all these things together, what do you think that is truthful? My brother, if your mama had done one of these things, he didn't do them. Do you know what names they call him? Do you know what Her Excellency Samira called John Mahama? He didn't do it. They call him all sorts of names. Corruption under your watch is on the ascendancy and so on. You tell me this is a vice president. In a way, you know what the interesting thing? My brother and I, we are going to face the people of this country. We're going to face the electorate. And we are going to compare the records. Because when John Mahama was a vice president, we had the highest growth, 14%. We had the highest table of the inflation for 33 months. The currency was stable when he was the vice president. Today we are saying that we shouldn't associate him. And you told us that the economic management team, you mentioned their names and said that John Mahama could not even remember his man, the team that manages economy and so on. Today, one chance to praise you. I think he has performed abysmally. And what is annoying is that he's not his own man. He's not his own man because the president himself told you that he was bringing because of the economy. That's where your strength is. Today, you say you have your own vision. Today, you say you are going to depart, you are your own man. In any case, who say you are not your own man? Why are you jumping the gun? But the records show.
So you think that the chairman's,
the chairman? No. What we are going? Look, I thought the chairman would have. It won't work. Look, I thought the chairman would have told us that. Look, the vice president said he would do this. He has done this. He said he will give us 16 brand news in the 16 regions. He has done it. He said that.
But those things have been said in the campaign trails already. There are things that have been said on campaign grants. So based on all the things he has said, he's now stating the fact that he's promising them that he's going to deliver the president for them.
You should show your strength areas. You should show that you have done this. He himself is telling us today that Ghana card is his brainchild. Digitization there, is that not it? How do you pick and choose in the same religion, in the same regime? How do you pick and choose? What is good is for you. What is bad is for Nana Akufo-Addo. How do you do that?
Okay.
And then you tell us that it's campaign promise. You are picking and choosing. When he had a chance of going around this country, what did he tell us he was coming to do? That he was going to win the Volta Regime votes. He was going to win the Northern vote. Because he said, no, he was going to beat John Mahama. And then the Zongo vote, he was going to beat them and so on. That was his message. Did he tell us one policy? Did he tell us that he was going to do this? So, my brother, you see, these are
we're running out of time, so let me get back to
so, Mr. Timothy, Honorable Timothy, are you going back to Parliament?
You see, my brother.
I just
want to help me.
I'm just asking.
My younger brother is Agalga. We've done our primary
school. Okay.
So I'll support him.
Okay, I nearly married a Bulsa lady.
So what we will have come to collect our Bulsa lady.
All right, we'll have about 4 minutes to wrap up.
Okay.
So let me take you.
My brother mentioned about an establishment. I think that you should be commending Dr. Bawumia if you say that he was an establishment candidate and he had garnered what he got. Alan was an establishment candidate in 2007.
But you were there, you were young. You remember what went?
Honorable, let him finish.
Let my younger brother say.
No, Honorable, you can't gag
So he was an establishment candidate. He had everything. Ministers were being sacked. DCs were being sacked. Government appointees were being removed. If you don't support him, he never got that percentage. Bawumia, you claim to be an establishment candidate. No DC was sacked, no minister. Anybody that support Alan was free to go. Anybody at all. All his contestants who are board members, who are holding government positions, were allowed to stay in their positions. They went into a competitive election. He won. I think that we should be appraising the MPP, the beacon of democracy in Ghana, that this is the state we have been able. Look, chairmanship.
Who that team?
No, in your party. No, in your party. When the Northerner, what I forgot his name, from Tamale, he contested, you had to step him down. Who do you You have to step him down. Yes.
He resigned later on.
He did not. What happened to Bizidin? Bizidin is your brother.
Oh my God.
He was whipped. He was whipped with horse whips. Wow. Women were insulted. Francis Essiem was whipped. With horse whips. You whipped her with horse whips. Northerners are being maltreated in your party. Even when John Professor Mills passed on and they were to give it to Asedun Ketia in that meeting said that no, they should not give it to John Mahama. There are a lot of things that we don't want to say, but we will leave it there. You are talking about what achievement we talk about getting school being built. I know you know Ipasimpe very well. You know the STEM school. That school is like a university. You know it. The STEM schools. 10 of the STEM schools. 10 of them.
Do you know Ipasimpe?
10 of the STEM schools. We have been able to build from scratch. Every infrastructure is there. So we have the record to talk about. You talk about junk. You said we are junk.
I didn't say it.
I'm telling you.
Bloomberg.
Look, if you say look. If a junk economy can recruit over 93,000 teachers, if a junk economy can be able to recruit over 500,000, if a junk economy can do that, what about a free economy that you projected for yourself that could not even pay teachers' salary?
Unemployment rate
that could not even pay teachers' salary. That could not even construct road.
It's not true.
Before you get to your place, you pass through the Tamale. Before the Tamale, I wouldn't have go there, but you mentioned those things that I have to.
Let him finish.
Then we go into production. You say that production. You say that production.
Are you aware that it's your interjections that is making all of us prolong this conversation?
He hasn't complained. Why are you complaining?
You see, I'm complaining. When I keep quiet, when I stop and I'm not talking, he knows that I am not happy. You get it? And because he's the host,
and I like the fact that Honorable Aruna, I like the fact that you comport yourself a lot.
And you see, he's like the security man you are talking about to protect us.
Exactly.
So he has to protect you, he has to protect me.
Let me read some comments.
But before I end, I know you are my senior brother. My brother, please, the record is clear. So John Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, if we are to compare, we compare their vice presidential race. Dr. Bawumia is far clear. He outweighs John Mahama.
You would have time to increase your hour because it's going to be an election. You will need more.
No, next year we'll have a lot of time to have.
We'll meet here.
Yeah, but
let me read some comments.
Come and join.
I'll come and
join. See your young brother. I'm very young, Deputy General Secretary.
Do you know that
Liberal
Party? Do you know that Thomas?
All right.
Okay,
I think I've read this already. Please let me do my messages and then we'll wrap up. So, Dagbong Shaributu says, good morning, doing the monitoring from Yendi. My regards to Professor Haruna Mohammed. You're Prof.
Yes, by nickname.
Oh, that's okay. So I should be using that. I was looking for prefix, but I didn't get one.
They are not yet gotten to Prof.
So whenever I mention Prof, I have to add nickname to it.
But Harry is a gentleman. It's a very good gentleman.
All right. In fact, Dr. Bawumia has his own vision. I am confident that Bawumia will give NDC a showdown. Indeed, Bawumia would be the best president for Ghana. JM told us that he's not a magician to create jobs for us. But today, I don't know what has changed. All right. So Hussein Pampanku says, good morning, KMJ. Please extend my regards to Professor Haruna Mohammed. KMJ, our minds are still fresh with the kind of Ghana the NDC gave us under JM, and no amount of propaganda can make them the second option to Ghanaians. Indeed, the NDC has taken propaganda portfolio from their party structure, but they are yet to take it from off from their thinking. Okay. That's all.
We don't know propaganda. We don't even have that office in our party.
NDC has. Very well, gentlemen. Let me say thank you for coming this morning. I really appreciate your time.
In fact, I love the interaction. This is how politics is supposed to be. He's a senior brother. We have done our politics divide of those insults. It matters that we take exceptions to. I think that I also like the way you host the show. And I think that my brother would definitely one day succumb to the
I'm happy he knows that I'm his senior. And he's a field in law. So when he's talking to you, he must be very respectful. Anything can happen in future because he's still young.
Exactly.
I don't think you have gotten to your fourth wife.
I'm in my second wife. I have a second wife.
At this age you are your second wife.
Oh, I'm 40 plus.
But Prof, we'd love to have you here.
I'm 40 plus.
That's what I'm saying. If at this age you are just taking two, left with two.
Is that 50?
Why are you giving him 4?
I'm giving him. You wait and see. We'll come here. Don't worry.
Prophet, we would like to have you more often here on the show.
No problem.
If we can have you on Tuesdays, I'm sure my producer will speak to you when you have time. Then you join us here.
So that we'll be glad to have me. I also want Evelyn Feli to join me. So that also be true.
Oh, see,
we will change.
Rose,
which Feli?
Feli Rosalind.
Rose,
so you have a party member here.
Who's looking for you?
A party member.
I know, but because I've never met him.
Yeah.
You get a. I don't know him to be a member of the New Patriotic Party. But you have just said that Feli is a member.
So,
you are saying that Feli is an NDC member, and you want Feli to be there. That's
but in any case, it's not a crime to be an NDC member.
Professor nickname Haruna Mohammed is the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Honorable Timothy is the former MP for Busa North constituency and representing the NDC, and the two of them join us this morning for our conversation on this flash. Gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for coming.